While the time that the Saints spent here in Missouri may seem like it was a time when they were constantly in conflict with their neighbors, Alexander W. Doniphan, whose statue stands behind me here at the courthouse in Richmond, Missouri, was one person who defended the Saints whenever he saw injustice in their story. In 1833, Doniphan was the defense attorney to many members of the church as they defended themselves against the false charges that were lodged against them as they were driven from Jackson County. In 1836, as a state legislator, Doniphan proposed the solution to the problem which was presented to the citizens of Clay County. The influx of Latter-day Saints from Jackson County to Clay County was taxing on the local economy. As a result of this, they needed a solution which would allow Latter-day Saints to establish themselves somewhere nearby. In response, Doniphan proposed the creation of a new county, Caldwell County, which would be a reserve for Latter-day Saints. Although the legislation is not specific that would be the only place where Latter-day Saints would settle, the understanding was that that would be their primary location of settlement. Far West became the county seat in Caldwell County, and that's where many Latter-day Saints moved after 1836. Between 1836 and 1838, the tensions which had arisen in Jackson County began to rise again in Caldwell County as members moved not only to Far West, but to other communities in other counties nearby. In 1838, as tensions were again on the rise, Joseph Smith moved here to Missouri from Kirtland. Many of the local people in Missouri perceived Joseph Smith's move here as a sign that leadership of the church would become headquartered here and that the Mormon problem would become permanent. As a commander in one of the militia units involved in the Mormon War, Alexander Doniphan was at one point commanded by a superior officer to summarily execute Joseph Smith and other church leaders. Doniphan refused that, saying it was an unlawful action, and instead arrested Joseph Smith and allowed him to be tried in the local courts. Although Joseph Smith's incarceration in Liberty Jail was a very difficult and trying time for him, it's a result of the intervention of Alexander Doniphan that Joseph Smith was incarcerated rather than executed during the fall of 1838. Doniphan then again assumed his role as a defense attorney for church leaders and assumed that role throughout the rest of the time that Joseph Smith was here in Missouri.